My name is Ethan Lee, and I'm going to tell you about my story of the Chandler School, a place that I could find acceptance, but also be challenged. How did this first start? Well, in elementary school, I simply was not able to read. I could do other skills, so I wasn't unintelligent, clearly. And we all became confused. But there was definitely something that I struggled with, and that was definitely reading. This is because I had dyslexia, which is a learning disability that makes it hard to do those things. Your brain takes longer to process information that a normal brain would not be difficult processing. We were recommended a place called the Chandler School in Greenville, South Carolina. This school focuses on kids with dyslexia from elementary school to middle school. As the Chandler School really did help me prepare for life and help me even prepare myself to be at Clemson University now. And yes, I still struggle, but this school really helped me grasp the skills I needed to learn and what I needed to learn, my challenges, before I could succeed. Because I needed to know what I was going to have to work harder on. Not be babied or a victim school, but be challenged on and stressed. So things like taking notes, we really focused on that, history, things like that. And we really stressed working harder. It's not going to be easier for me. So why, try to play that card? And that school really opened those doors up for me. And I want you guys to explore this process with me and see me throughout my journey of the Chandler School, but also see what the Chandler School can be and how it can make an impact on others as well, and how it's an important place and an important part of my life.
Starting at the Chandler School in 2011. So I was there pretty early on. I think there were maybe 4 students, something like that. And at that point, it was really, I don't know if I want to say grassroots, but it was really organic.
My absolutely favorite thing to do here is visually storytell what happens here. I love capturing the creativity of our teachers. I love, probably above all, is capturing our students' learning because they're excited to learn.
Dana, the founder, was my teacher / headmaster at Camperdown. I was in a corporate job, and after some time there, and he had started this, had a meeting with him after his first heart attack, and he asked me to come and work here.
This is a day at the Chandler School.
We are not a victim school. Our kids have to be accountable from the very first time they come in the door. They are accountable.
But it's also not an average day, although the last thing most people would call this school is average.
I can teach better because I can see each child exactly where they are, and I can push them as hard as they can be pushed.
A day here means finding a way. If a student doesn't understand one method, they teach them another one.
But we demand a lot, push a lot, play hard, work hard.
I had a chance to name my own school after Catherine Chandler, who let me into college at Erskine. 2, I just left New England and I had nothing to do, and I was always a bridesmaid to all the big-time jobs because I didn't have a master's degree from international boarding schools. So I just thought I'd do my own thing with the help of my friends, and we put this school together. It's evolved like I thought it would, but like anything else, there's growing pains of how to sustain creativity than how to just sustain itself. And you plateau off. That's been the hardest difficulties we've had, is sustaining creativity. As more and more kids come, different different faculty members. Depression. Today's school has to look at, with AI and everything coming, what is the meaning and purpose of school 10 years from now? How will it be? Will it even look the same? We're changing so fast, rapidly in society that education is not caught up.
One of the biggest things was working with me when I didn't want to work with me. Was like, so weird to say that, but like when I didn't feel like I needed it, they still continued to push that I needed it. Like OG and literature and all of that. Like, I'm thankful that I have it now. I know for a fact I was not thankful in the moment to get it. I remember being a torture, personally, but it was very one-on-one, normally just you and a teacher, maybe one other student sometimes. And it was just going over like all of the different types of words and all of like the conjunctions and just like drilling in this rote repetition of English.
We do a lot of, for lack of a better word, acting or role playing in the class to kind of get your bodies moving. The component of getting outside, we got the maps on the concrete outside, which are kind of new, but we've always spent time outside doing stuff, and having that component, especially for our population, is really big. And I think even the transition times, you know, most kids in elementary and middle school, I guess middle school they transition in between classes, but elementary they don't. And I feel like that time to decompress and get some movement in is a real key component.
At the Chandler School really helped me realize there's so many different ways to communicate that are really valuable. Like the written communication is not like the only valuable, or it's not like always the best way to communicate. Like, so working at the Chandler School, it's really made me now as a clinical psychologist really think about how does this person like best communicate.
Us, like, look what we're doing. I want us to have a louder voice, but we're so small in this sea of distraction of the world that we kind of get overlooked, and nobody really understands besides those of us who have, for those of us who have a reason to look at Chandler, I don't think that people really understand what we're all about. They don't get it. And I think once they do, a big light bulb goes on.
I mean, you need to come visit. You need to spend time. Talk to the students. They'll tell you way more than admissions can in a heartbeat. You know, it's just a really unique place that even pictures and videos can't really grasp without seeing it. You know, watching the interactions in between our staff and our students it's just different, in a very good, positive way.
It is a very engaging place where they meet your needs one-on-one and push you to almost to be a better version of yourself. They push you hard enough. Like and I'm sure you remember Dana's history classes. Those were awful. Because I mean, they push you to write pages and pages and pages of notes, and like we'd have these 27-page tests weekly that were just ridiculous. But it's pushing you to the point where college and high school are not as hard as they would be, because you're challenged to be better and to be able to do that kind of stuff. Like, in my mind, and this has come through the stress that is Chandler School, it is always better to get it done and have of the burden or the stress of that thing gone. It's always just better on the other sides.
I'm also fortunate enough to be at Clemson University now, where I'm a filmmaker and a film major. And that's why I want to bring this story to life through moving images and through storytelling. So, and I truly am blessed that I was able to go there, because 1 in 5 people do have dyslexia. It's not an uncommon learning disability by any means, but I was lucky enough to go to the Chandler School.